Remember that time you waited for the worst Disney ride ever?
Today we're talking about Disney's worst rides.
At least according to you.
That's right. This is all based on reader reviews at AllEars.net.
If you don't agree these are the worst rides, you should head over to AllEars.net to leave your own reviews.
What is Tomorrowland Speedway in Magic Kingdom?
It is an opening day ride, though it had a different name. And it is a go-karts on a track.
It's as if you were driving down the highway and you could never change lanes. You're just stuck in the slow lane forever.
So it is very much more intended for children.
Otherwise known as the only chance that I personally get to drive because I've never had a driver's license.
First, you get there and you wait in line. And usually the line's like 15 minutes. If it's longer, I'm not in that line.
It smells like a gas station times 11.
And then it smells like diesel, so you're probably gonna get a headache. And then you get in these tiny cars.
Kind of squatty, right? For a grown adult. They're not super leg friendly.
It's cute, designed by Bob Gurr, legendary Imagineer who also designed the monorail. Ever heard of it?
It's a very uncomfortable ride. I don't like driving in a car this little, even though I have a Chevrolet Spark, which is only like a little bit bigger than this.
Kids think that ride is awesome because all kids want to do is be grown-ups. Little do they know it's not all it's cracked up to be.
Drive around and then eat avocado toast and buy Starbucks. Pay some taxes.
Absolutely. This is the worst ride in Magic Kingdom.
I think it's that or Astro Orbiter, because Astro Orbiter is a pain to get up there and ride around in.
There's no part of me that wants to be around Tomorrowland Speedway. That being said, the actual ride experience, once I'm in the car, I think is maybe more enjoyable than a Magic Carpets of Aladdin or an Astro Orbiter.
I just think like even the other rides that I don't love, like that one is just the one that I could say bye to without much problem.
I would feel a little bit glad to not be in the position where I have to decide whether or not we're gonna do it.
This is not the worst ride in Magic Kingdom. I have to stand up for this ride because it's where I feel like a big boy.
I mean, I have campaigned for something. Either this or Test Track needs to be a Wreck-It Ralph themed attraction. You need to make this Sugar Rush, okay? And you need to make the cars the Sugar Rush racer cars and give people the Sugar Rush ride they want.
I'm actually fine with this ride existing if it just gets a couple tweaks, all right? Can we get electric cars? Surely, we can eliminate that awful smell, right?
Because it's, again, Tomorrowland. Cars exist, Disney. They existed before this ride was built. This is not something of tomorrow.
It's expressly not futuristic by not being electric.
Here we go!
Our final attraction in EPCOT, Mission Space.
So I knew before even starting this that very likely you guys chose Mission Space.
Mission Space?
Mission Space.
It's the worst ride in Epcot.
Mission Space
Mission Space
is an attraction located in Epcot. You get the whole experience of what it's like to launch into space.
It has two sides, Mission Space Green and Mission Space Orange. The green side sends you to around Earth. The orange side sends you to Mars. The orange side's way more intense.
It's very cool the way that Disney Imagineers worked with NASA scientists and astronauts to create basically a version of one of their training machines that would be able to facilitate an experience for many park guests.
But fun fact, when it opened, there was only Mission Space Orange. It was just called Mission Space and everything was that intense. But so many people threw up that they decided to make a less intense version without the spinning.
You board a small capsule, 4 people in each ride vehicle, and then it closes so you have a screen in front of you. It's pretty tight. If you are claustrophobic in any way, it's not great.
So it's like a giant centrifuge, and when you get in those little pods, when the ride starts, the way the G-forces are simulated is because it's spinning really fast.
Try and lift your hands up when that's happening.
I get why it was voted the worst. I also think that it doesn't necessarily deserve it quite as much as some of the other ones on this list.
I get why it's there. I get about discovery and exploration. So it makes sense. And I know that there are some people who are diehard fans of it. But look, I'm just not one of those people.
I do not think this is the worst ride in Epcot, despite it making me incredibly nauseous.
If you get motion sick or you have claustrophobia, then yeah, this is the worst ride in Epcot. Yeah, no question. Because like, you will feel bad after.
The worst ride in Epcot is Journey into Imagination with Figment. Sorry. I think our editor's screaming at me right now. But that attraction is not good. It smells terrible. There's a jump scare with Nigel Channing Moon. And people that like it are clinging on to the better version that no longer exists. So that's the worst ride in Epcot. I would say Mission Space technology-wise is better than Test Track.
If Disney got rid of Mission Space, I would feel bad for the people that like it, but I'd be excited for what replaced it because I don't need to ever ride Mission Space again. So what if they brought back some cool, like old school Epcot thing?
Horizons 2.0. And I would like it to be completely modernized, okay? Nothing the same, all new ideas of the future.
I would feel shocked considering they just built a restaurant attached to Mission Space that's space themed, and it probably cost them a lot of money and it's always booked, so it's clearly making them a lot of money too. I would be shocked if Disney got rid of Mission Space.
Missile Space.
Because this alien has a pizza on his shirt. Ooh, the claw.
What is alien sauces? Alien swirling sauce. Alien swirling sauces.
Alien Swirling Saucers is an attraction at Disney Hollywood Studios located in Toy Story Land and featuring the little green aliens.
We have been chosen.
Ooh.
I've been on alien swirling sauces. I remember that.
It's a cute ride, okay? This is not gonna, knock your socks off, thrill you, to the ends of the earth. It is going to make you feel like you had a nice time with your kid.
Alien Swirling Saucers is a kind of one of those whip-style swirling rides, but it is themed to Toy Story, so it's basically you're with the little green aliens and the claw.
The claw.
It's got a pretty fun soundtrack. It's a lot of the songs from the Toy Story IP, but they're done in a real futuristic type alien sound.
It's like jazzy EDM versions of Toy Story music.
Last time I heard it, I got the Space Jazz version of You Got a Friend in Me, and I was hyped.
Yeah, space jazz. Sounds like space. Except that space is silent. If this was in space, no one would hear you scream on it.
But the one where I'm like, am I hearing that correctly? Is that a space jazz version of When Somebody Loved Me? The trauma of that horrifyingly sad scene from Toy Story 2 is thrown into my brain. And it's just so wild to me that you're like whipping around on these aliens, like giggling and having a good time, but yet like the trauma of Jessie's existence, the soundtrack to that is being played in a whimsical space jazz fashion. And people don't seem to notice. Now you will. And now you too can be sad on Alien Swirling Saucers.
It's probably the worst ride in studios, yeah.
No, I like that ride.
There's pretty much all bangers. And then there's Alien Swirling Saucers and there's Star Tours.
Maybe this is the worst ride, but that's not saying much in Hollywood Studios. All the rides are really good.
The worst ride in studios is a good ride. Whereas like the worst ride in Magic Kingdom is a horrible ride.
Disney got rid of Alien Swirling Saucers. I'd be like, what do you have against families? What do you have against kids? Like, this is a fun ride the whole family can enjoy together.
It's a good filler attraction. It's an actual good attraction for kids to ride, for us to get out of the heat.
You can't get rid of this ride because then you've got a Toy Story Land For bigger kids and adults, like, no, that's not nice.
I would love a dark ride in Toy Story Land, but you need to also have these rides. You need more of these rides. Hollywood Studios doesn't have enough, so I would be concerned. Not because I love this ride and I need it to stay around forever, but I'd be like, that's one less place for all these people to go.
You've got to have a cool kids ride in Toy Story Land, and this does it. Well, I guess everybody can ride Toy Story Mania, huh? Yeah, you could get rid of it.
Triceratops Spin.
Triceratops Spin. Triceratops Spin.
What's the plural of Triceratop?
I can't say it.
Triceratops Pin.
Is it like a deer situation? Triceratops, Triceratops?
Triceratops. How do you say this word?
Triceratops Spin.
Triceratops Spin. Is that possessive? It's the Triceratops Spin. Is that all of their spin or one spin? They're all the same Triceratops, right?
Oh, it's such a good thing I didn't become a paleontologist.
There's only one S, but Triceratops ends with an S, and Spin starts with an S. So is it Triceratops Pin or Triceratops Spin? You know what I mean? It's Dumbo with dinosaurs.
If you have to pick the worst ride in Animal Kingdom, I think Triceratops Spin is like the first one I would, get rid of.
Why is this a Triceratops? Triceratops can't fly. There are flying dinosaurs, Disney. Yeah, it's the worst ride in Animal Kingdom. For its lack of realism.
I think Triceratops Spin serves a purpose. Like, kiddos need like a pick you up and go around ride. They love those. And it's a short wait ride in a park that doesn't have a ton of rides. Cali River Rapids is a raft ride.
Cali River Rapids, on the other hand, is too short. You get way too wet. It's not that fun. Like, there's no big drop. It's not like it's short, but you get an awesome plunge into the lagoon. It's not like there's like a big Splash Mountain style drop. They build you up like you think there's gonna be one, and then it's like, bloop, and you get soaking wet.
And now here's the thing, I'm not like Molly. I like raft rides. However, I don't think it's a very good one. The theme is pretty in the queue, but then you get on the ride and they're like, the theme is logging, kids. And like, that's important that we learn about logging, but maybe not while we're on a raft ride, or maybe in a more sensational way.
Ooh. Oh, oh. Ah. Rower.
I feel like I saw a dinosaur make that noise in Jurassic Park.
If they replace Triceratops Spin, I think they need to just go ahead and scrap Dino-Rama, which would make me sad because the theme of Dinoland is incredible and there's tons of detail that people don't realize a lot of the time.
They've already lost Primeval Whirl. Like, let's give it a break already with this, like, tearing down of rides.
The question we need to be asking is what should replace Primeval Whirl? And the answer is the excavator. And if you want to know more about that, you can watch our recent RTT about rides that never happened.
The worst ride at Disney World is Journey into Imagination with Figment. What a horrible ride that is.
In my opinion, it's Tomorrowland Speedway. I just can't get behind that one. It's not fun. It's like anti-fun. And I think with an update, it could not be anti-fun and still give kids the value that it gives them. So I have to go Tomorrowland Speedway.
I am going to go with off list. I'm going to go off list and say Journey into Imagination. And the reason for that is that it was better and now it's just ugh.
Cali River Rapids serves no purpose. It takes up way too much space. They toned down the theme so much that now it doesn't really even make sense. They need to remove it and they need to replace it with something worthy of that space in Asia.
What do I think the worst ride in Disney World is? I don't think there is a worst ride. I think every ride serves a purpose and every ride is someone's favorite ride. You know what my trick was? I could never, teach myself to use my right foot for both the gas and the brakes. I'd switch off. I'd use the right foot for the gas and the left foot for the brakes. And a lot of times, I'd press them both at the same time. And my mom would go, "You're gonna flood the engine." And I'd go, "I don't know what that means, and this is not for me. Get me out of here." No, I'm not getting on the highway. We are not doing this. I have seen Clueless. No. Well, not all Disney rides can be great. Now go watch our episode on the best way to do Magic Kingdom.